Temperature. Temperature. Stupid Americans, right? Because what do we say?
Temperature.
Temperature. If it's temperature, why isn't it C-H-U-R-E? Because we're stupid Americans. It's really temperature. So we're going to look at temperature today. It's very easy. What is temperature? Now, y'all studied this in your biology. No, it's not biology. Science class. What is temperature? How hot or cold something is?
It's a device that tells the...
Well, we're not talking about a thermometer. But that'll be the device. But that's right. It's good thinking. You want to say something there, Park?
It's the unit in which you tell how hot or cold something
That's
is.
the Celsius and Fahrenheit, so that's good. But what is temperature? I like what Tuck said, but I want us to be a little more scientific than that. Woo! Now there's really scientific stuff. Now we got to go back down a little bit because I'm brain damaged and that's too high for me. But that's a good job, Ben. How fast the molecules are moving inside an object. That's true, because the hotter it is, the faster the molecules move. That's pretty neat, but we're not science guys, we're just math. Temperature is
How hot or cold something is.
no.
An object.
Nope. What did I put, Mr. Burke? I can't remember. What did I put?
Measure of heat energy.
Ah, there we go. Measure of heat. Measure of heat. What else did I put? Well,
I think you just said heat energy in the last one.
heat energy. Okay. Heat energy. Now that sounds pretty scientific. Now some people say, and I heard Miss Boca's already taught some of y'all this, that there is no such thing as cold.
It's just the absence of heat.
Right. Who said that? Good job, Beryl. Why not? There technically is nothing called cold. It's just the heat ain't very much. Negative 100 degrees, we like to say it's cold, but it's still hot. I'm not going to say hot. Let me say it's still heat. It's not very much heat, but it's still heat. And that's getting pretty technical, ain't it? Just trying to broaden your brain, make you think a little deeper than just, well, temperature's hot and cold. No. Temperature is the measure of heat energy, and there technically is no cold, it's just the absence of heat, or there's not very much heat. And there's a big article about absolute zero, and it's a pretty deep article, but it was very interesting. I read it, and I think Ms. Boca read it too. So it's pretty neat about there is no cold, there is no absolute zero. Absolute zero is, whatever it was, I get confused. Let's just go on and get our math done and call it good. Fahrenheit. What's Fahrenheit, y'all?
A unit to tell temperature.
Customary. I'm in the way, aren't I, Kelton? Sorry. That man in the way. Customary unit of degree measure. How do we denote it? F degree mark. F degree mark. F degree mark. All right. Customary. That's what us Americans use. That's what us Americans use. Russ? Celsius. We had to talk about that last period. I wasn't sure. It is metric? It's the metric unit of degree measure. C. C with the little circle, Celsius.
Isn't there also one?
Isn't there another one?
Yeah.
Kelvin.
Like,
Kelvins.
I was gonna say.
But let's don't go into kelvins, okay?
What's that?
We'll study that later if we need to. All right. Well, I've drawn two thermometers right here, side by side, two thermometers. Right down here is 32 degrees with the F. What is that?
Freezing.
H2O what?
Freezing point.
Starts freezing, correct? H2O meaning water. Well, what is it on Celsius? 0 degrees Celsius is the same thing. Up here is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. What is that?
Water boiling.
Water balls. H2O balls. Have me a bald egg there, boy. Don't get me a bald egg. H2O boils. What is it on Celsius? Exactly 100. Now, do you see why metrics, again, is easier than customary? We have two off-the-wall numbers, 32 and 212. When we could just have 0 and 100. Metrics based on zeros, tens, and hundreds are customary. We learned in the other measurements how we got 12, and then we've got 36, and then we've got 3, and all those other things. If we use metrics, it'd be just tens, hundreds, thousands. Same way in temperature metrics. You got 0 and you got 100. Now, right about here, right about there, is 98.6. There you go. That's body temperature. Guess what it is on Celsius?
37.
About 37, isn't it, Mr. Burke? If I remember correctly? I'm not for sure. It's about 37. Now, that's not a nice round thing, but we're talking about body temperature, okay? So I'm not saying, I'm just showing you where it is. I want you to get the idea that being Celsius and being Fahrenheit makes a big deal, because in our brain, since we grew up in America, United States, anytime someone says 30 degrees, what do we all automatically think?
Cold.
We think cold. But if it's 30 degrees Celsius, it's in the 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So you got to be really careful on how you're thinking. In temperature, you got to know, are we talking Celsius? Or are we talking Fahrenheit? Alrighty, I got a little chart I want you to have to put in your notes. Hold up, glue, something. So you already get your recording now? We got to put it on the great book though. In a little bit.
Do we fold this?
You got to do whatever, it's yours. What you do with it's your business. Alright, now this little cheat chart I'm giving you is going to help us make some decisions. A little cheat chart will help us. Mr. Yerg, I had some left over too. coffee. And I want to know what's hot coffee going to be in Celsius. Now think, hot coffee. Those of you that drink coffee, do you like your coffee just warm or cold, or do you like it hot?
Hot.
Okay? A lot of it depends. Hot coffee. If a liquid gets a certain heat, it will start to blister you, won't it? So looking at your chart, your cheat chart, if you're going to be drinking a liquid and it's going to be hot, what Celsius possibly could it be?
30.
55 degrees Celsius. Is that what you're saying? Okay, go across from 55. What is it? 130 will leave blisters on your skin. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Did you? Ooh, that'll put blisters on you. That some of us have maybe gotten a cup of hot chocolate that was too hot and it burns our mouth and our tongue peels. That's happened to me. It may have been 130 or 120. But if you're going to drink hot coffee, it needs to be a little bit less than 110. So, EA, what are we going to put probably?
100 maybe?
100 degrees Celsius?
Oh no.
That's boiling.
No, never mind. It's boiling.
Yeah, you done hurt you. Uh-oh, what's this? Oh.
Never mind.
What do you think, Adam?
30.
30 degrees? Could you put 35? Could you put 37? What if you put 40? What's 40?
Hot.
Oh, what's 40 though, on there?
104.
It's right at about 104. That's pretty stinking hot. I don't think it will blister your mouth, but you'll go, oh, 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 oh. Okay? You'll be grabbing for some ice to put in your mouth. If you get above 110, your skin starts turning red. Have you ever been called a lobster because you got out of the bathtub and you were so red because your temperature of your bath water was probably around 110? Alrighty? It will lobster you. You go above 110, blisters will start forming. In other words, your body starts cooking. Just like putting on a pot of water and you just stick your hand down in there, you will cook your flesh. That's what blisters are, the cooking process of your body. Didn't know that, did you? All right, how about an ice cube? How many degrees Celsius? Okay, now, I got my friend Hayden saying 0, and I've got some saying -10. Think about it. Ice cube, it's already what? Solid. At 0, the water starts getting that little film of ice on it. Now, I'm talking about an ice cube, so we got to be a lower than that. Correct?
-30.
-10, -15, somewhere in there to make a solid cube of ice. There you go. Water in the hot tub.
104. 112.
Anything below 110 and above 90. Right? Now, the reason I'm saying that, y'all, is this. If you're a fisherman, you know this. Right now, in Lake Bridgeport, close to the shore, if you took the water temperature, it's right about 60 degrees. Now, to me and you, 60 degrees outside, okay to play in, isn't it? 60-degree water, guess what? It's cold. Alrighty? So, we think 60 is kind of warm, but water temperature 60, whew, pretty chilly. I mean, you will go hypothermic. Hypothermic? Hypothermic, meaning your body temperature, which is 98, will be sucked out into the water next to you, and you will die in 60-degree water if you stay in it too long. I'm talking about days. You will become hypothermic. your body temperature gets too low and your body system starts shutting down. So, just giving you a little idea about this. Read that to me up there, Mary. Last one.
Kason is going skiing in Colorado spring break. What is a reasonable temperature he can expect on the mountain?
Now notice, does it ask for Fahrenheit or Celsius?
No.
Neither one, so I need to put both. What can he expect if he's skiing spring break in Colorado on the mountain? So what things do you have to think about to make this decision, Bryce? Don't give me a number. What do you have to think about?
The equal on both sides of Fahrenheit.
Okay, got to be equal, so they got to be on the same thing. What else, Ron?
It's gonna be cold.
It's going to be cold. Why are you saying it's going to be cold? What are you determining in your brain that
Because it's winter and he's going
it's winter
on a mountain.
and he's on the mountain? What else, Dakota?
It has to be freezing or below.
Freezing or below, because skiing in the mountains is on snow. He's got to have snow. So it's got to be freezing or below. Now, what's the last thing you really got to decide? Think deep now.
The higher you're on the mountain, it's colder.
Higher on the mountain, you're colder.
The altitude and time.
Altitude's what she's saying. Time.
It's not ice, it's just.
It's just snow. That's kind of what I'm going for.
It says reasonable, so not like way too low or
It can't be way too low, folks. If it's negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit, do you want to be skiing?
No.
Probably not. I went skiing and it was -7 in the morning when we started. That hurts. It hurts to me because I'm a fat Texas boy. I'm not used to that. So reasonable. You can't go, well, it's got to be freezing up on the mountain, so I'm going to put -30 degrees Celsius. Bullcorn. That's too cold to ski. So, reasonable. What do you think? Let's go Fahrenheit first.
20?
20, 25, 20, 25 degrees. If you like skiing at 15-degree weather Fahrenheit, then that's good. Put 15. But don't put 0 degrees Fahrenheit. That's really too cold to be skiing. Unless you just, I got to ski because I'm going back to Texas tomorrow, so I need to ski. You'll be miserable. You'll come back with ice on your mustache from the snot running out of your nose and then freezing on your mustache. Guaranteed. All right, what is that in Celsius?
-5.
-5. That's a good guess. -5 degrees Celsius. Kill it, brother.